Welcome to my YouTube channel, Family Drama Files. Please like, share, subscribe for more emotional videos.
The night my apartment burned to the ground, I lost everything I owned. I thought the fire was just a terrible accident. When I called my parents crying for help, my mother answered with words I will never forget. Not our problem. You should have been more careful. I had no idea that only 48 hours later a fire investigator would ask me one question that would change my life forever. Who had access to your apartment last week? What he showed me next made my blood run cold. My name is Ryan. I was 29 years old and living alone in a quiet apartment outside Denver. Life was simple. I worked long hours at a software company and spent weekends fixing up my place. It was not expensive, but it was home. Every paycheck went into furniture, electronics, and memories that made the apartment feel like mine. My relationship with my parents had never been warm. My younger sister Natalie was always their favorite. She received expensive gifts, vacations, and endless support, while I was constantly reminded to figure life out on my own. I stopped expecting fairness years ago. One Friday evening, I stayed late at work because of an important project. Around 9:30 my phone rang. It was my landlord screaming that my building was on fire. I raced across town praying someone had made a mistake. When I arrived, flames were tearing through the roof. Firefighters were everywhere. Neighbors stood outside crying. I watched everything. I disappeared in front of my eyes. My laptop, family photos, clothes, and important documents were gone within minutes. I stood there shaking with nothing except the clothes I was wearing. I called my parents hoping for comfort. My mother answered. Before I could finish explaining, she interrupted me. That is not our problem. You should have been more careful. The call ended. Those words hurt more than losing my apartment. A coworker named Olivia heard what happened and immediately offered her a guest room. Complete strangers donated clothes, food, and basic supplies. The people who owed me nothing treated me like family. The people who called themselves family disappeared. 2 days later, I received a call from fire investigator Carson. He asked me to come to his office. He placed several photographs on the table. This was not an electrical fire. Someone intentionally started it. I could barely breathe. Then he asked another question. Who had access to your apartment during the past week? I remembered something strange. My parents had visited unexpectedly a few days earlier. My mother claimed she wanted to check on me. My father wandered through every room while asking odd questions about my insurance and work schedule. At the time, I thought nothing of it. Investigator Carson quietly slid another photograph toward me. It showed part of a melted gasoline container found behind my kitchen wall. Attached to it was a partially burned receipt from a nearby hardware store. Security footage from the store showed the customer purchasing the container. It was my father. I felt sick. The investigation uncovered an even darker truth. My parents believed I secretly inherited money from my late grandfather. They convinced themselves I had hidden a large fortune. Their plan was to destroy my apartment, hoping I would collect a massive insurance payout and finally reveal the money they believed I had. The problem was there was no hidden inheritance. They had burned down my entire life because of a lie they invented. Police searched my parents' home. They discovered copies of my apartment keys, missing financial documents, and handwritten notes about insurance payments. Every piece of evidence pointed in one direction. The people I trusted with my childhood had planned to destroy my future. Both were arrested. During the trial, they refused to apologize. They insisted they only wanted to teach me a lesson and believed I was hiding millions of dollars. The judge was stunned. They received prison sentences for arson, insurance fraud, conspiracy, and property destruction. Months later, the insurance company covered my losses because investigators proved I had nothing to do with the crime. My employer promoted me after seeing how I handled the crisis with honesty and determination. I bought a small home with better security and finally built a peaceful life surrounded by people who actually cared. Looking back, I realized something important. The fire did not destroy my future. It revealed who deserved a place in it. Some betrayals come from strangers. The deepest ones come from the people you love the most. Losing my apartment was painful. Discovering who set the fire was unforgettable. That night took away my possessions, but it also freed me from a lifetime of manipulation. Real family is not defined by blood. It is defined by loyalty, respect, and love. Never ignore the warning signs, because sometimes the people standing closest to you are hiding the darkest secrets.